California might be one of the most progressive left-leaning states in the entire country, but they have no intention of expanding their rent control program. I'm Tony, and this is Real Estate Investing and Landlord News. All right, so I have an interesting story for you today, and it's going over the topic of rent control. Now, as the people who follow my channel know, California was actually voting on a way so that they could expand their rent control program to eliminate some of the restrictions that they currently have on it. So, they already have statewide rent control there, and there's also rent control that is more strict in cities and municipalities, right? But more and more places were wanting to expand that. And you know what? Voters overwhelmingly rejected it. And I think I know why. I believe that the thing is, people in California, they do have common sense when it comes to their properties, right? And they want their property values to continue to increase. And they realize that rent control actually is putting a barrier in terms of personal property rights in place and making it more difficult for even the homeowners in the state to be able to, just exist. So, I think that at least they have a little bit of common sense out there. And obviously, there's a lot of people out there who are like me who hate rent control and all that, but I believe that, there aren't enough of us out there to completely stop and eliminate rent control, but there are enough people out there who have similar thoughts as me to keep it from expanding. Okay, so I thought honestly that this was gonna pass. I did. And it surprises me quite a bit that it didn't. So before I get into the article, go ahead, hit the like, subscribe button, and leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. So are you surprised that California decided not to expand their rent control? Okay, did you expect this to happen or did you not expect that to happen? Now, I believe that they have had votes on expanding rent control in the past and they've all failed. For whatever reason, these sort of things have been failing consistently throughout the state, and there's no appetite by the voters to expand rent control programs. Oddly enough, okay, to me, of all the things that they could be doing, I expected, they're going to have the most strict rent control in the entire country. No, it is pretty strict, but they didn't want to expand it even further, and that's what was kind of surprising. Anyway, I'm going to get into the details of what happened and let you know what's going on. This article is coming from abc7.com, and it says, California voters reject Proposition 33, which sought to expand rent control. Let's see what the article says. California voters rejected Proposition 33, which aimed to expand local government's ability to impose rent control to more types of housing. With more than 70% of precincts reporting and more than 8 million votes cast, the measure was losing by a 2-to-1 margin by early Wednesday morning, according to results released by the California Secretary of State's office. Here is what Proposition 33 would have done. Now they're going to go over what it would have done, and this might give us a few clues to why this sort of thing failed, okay? What is Prop 33? Not all cities in California have rent control, so Prop 33 aims to address that. It's only 23 words, and it just gives the right of your city council members and county supervisors to expand rent control where they think it's necessary, explains Susie Shannon, the campaign manager for Yes on 33. In order to do so, Prop 33 seeks to repeal the Costa-Hawkins Rental Housing Act of 1995, which currently prohibits local ordinances limiting initial residential rental rates for new tenants or rent increases for existing tenants in certain residential properties. Cities can restrict how much a landlord can raise every year, but they cannot set rent control on single-family homes, any housing built after 1995, and they cannot tell landlords how much they can charge for a new tenant. So basically, what this law would do was it would allow local municipalities to remove those restrictions, right? So as of right now, the rent control in the state of California doesn't hit single family houses. And I think that is the key, okay? when people saw that they wanted to impose rent control policies on single family homes, a lot of the small mom and pop landlords, that's all they own. And not only that, but the people who own their own home and think about maybe, hey, one day I might want to rent this place out, and thinking about how they might be stuck under a rent control policy. Well, they were like, no, I'm not going to deal with that. I'm not going to deal with being stuck under rent control. Not only that, but also the large multifamily buildings built after 1995 are not subject to rent control, and then suddenly they would be. Which, what do you think that's going to do? That would basically make it so that people, they don't want to buy those properties. People don't want to build those properties anymore because they're all going to get stuck, especially in places like, you think, oh, this isn't going to happen. That wouldn't happen. That would never happen. Well, there's very far left-leaning places like Berkeley where they, they're basically communists there. You know what? They're going to be like, yeah, let's pass rent control on brand new construction. Well, very, very negative side effects would occur. That's the simple way to put it. If this measure sounds familiar, that's because it's been on the ballot before. I think California voters are going to reject it once again, said Nathan Click, a spokesperson for the No on 33 campaign. They rejected it by 20-point margins before. California voters are smart. Similar proposals failed to pass in 2018 and 2020. Those who oppose Prop 33 argue it would make the housing crisis even worse. It would allow cities and counties to put new restrictions on building new housing. It would take away incentives for people who are trying to build more housing. It would lower the supply of housing, and it would actually drive up rents across the state. And every one of those points is absolutely true, okay? Anyone who understands rent control knows these things, yet they keep proposing this same, it's the same proposal. They said it right there. Okay, they tried in 2018, they tried in 2020, they tried in 2022, and now they tried in 2024. Failed every single time. And I think what they're doing is they're just going to keep trying and keep trying, hoping that they can wear down the electorate. The people who are making the votes there, they hope that maybe they can somehow win and this will get passed. And unfortunately, I believe that, if these people, they're willing to wait forever. They're willing to wait forever. It might not be this year. It might not be next year. But 30 plus years down the line, they could sit there and be like, hey, we're going to throw this out there. It could be an election that a lot of people don't participate in, like a midterm election, and it pass. That's the insanity of this sort of thing. All we can do at this point is say, hey, this is what's coming. But of course, you should know this already. They already have rent control in California. I know they say, oh, well, the rent control, it doesn't apply to single family homes. But remember, the statewide rent control laws they have there, I believe that even single family homes can't increase their rent more than 10% in a single year. So, I don't know. I'll have to look more into it because maybe I'm wrong about that. But anyway, what do you think of this whole situation? Are you surprised that Californians, they don't want rent control policies expanded? Put a comment in the comment section down below.